19 minutes after 7 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. It is August 10th, 2015. It is 74 degrees here at the studios of the Source WOCA, broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall, just outside the WOCA commissary where you too can get a bite to eat.
Yep.
Today's forecast, a 20% chance of rain. Otherwise, not a bad day, huh?
No, perfect day.
High temperatures today in the lower 90s, so another hot one. Come on, Robin, how are you?
I am good, good, good. How are you, Larry? Good morning.
Pretty good. 7:35. Let me tell you what we're doing this morning. 7:35. Oh, you know what I want to play for you? Hold on a second.
Oh, what's that? Bet it's something good.
Do you remember this? Do you remember this song?
Nobody robbed a liquor store on the lower part.
Anne Murray, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember what it's called?
No, I don't.
Nobody burned a single building.
She gets to the title in a second.
Nobody fired a shot in anger. Nobody had to die in vain. We sure could use a little good news today.
There you go.
So I have some good news. I have some good news today, and I don't mean I'm just going to announce something to you. I found some stories of, I guess I'm lightening up or something. I just think I want to do this now. So we always get criticized in the media for always bringing bad news, and I'm. Trust me, there's plenty I'll bring to you today. I'm sure that I have my share of bad news to deliver, but I found some really good stories of people who have had experiences where strangers did nice things for them, and so I wanted to kind of start that off and kind of crank it up so that you can give me some. Maybe I'll stimulate a memory of something somebody did for you, or maybe something you did for somebody. Or maybe that person didn't know you, and they're probably talking about you whenever the subject comes up. So, However, before that, we'll talk a little bit about Donald Trump. He's number one on the polls again.
Yeah.
In spite of what they say were supposedly the results of that debate. But interestingly, Ted Cruz is number two.
Oh, okay.
And interestingly, Ben Carson is number three.
Wow.
And interestingly, Carly Fiorina is number four.
Oh, good job. Good job.
And interestingly, Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush are under all of them.
Uh-huh.
Which is kind of very interesting, isn't it?
Well, I think people want new blood and new perspectives. I think that's why.
So we will talk about that a little bit. I think I'll do that one first, and then I'll give you the good news stories. I just think the good news stories are good news, because you know what I want to do? I want to carry them over into the segment we do with Galen Unold.
Uh-huh.
So in other words, it's going to be kind of a mix between the last part of this half hour, or maybe in the first half hour, and then, well, you know what I mean. This is the first half hour. Well, the second half hour, then. But anyway, then Galen and you and I will talk about the same thing. News Bites today. That's at 8:35. There's going to be plenty of bad news in that segment. Usually is.
Yeah, sad news, too.
Although there is a story about some skunks that were discovered in a New York City subway. So.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That makes the morning worth it. The skunks.
Dr. Sam Sanders at 9:05. Dr. Sanders is going to talk to us about the top 3 tips for career change success.
Yep.
He's the recipient of the Faculty of the Year Award at the University of Phoenix.
That is so cool.
Bob Newman at 9:20. He's the CEO and founder of Newman Communications. Hello, Newman.
Yes, he's a nice guy.
He's going to talk to us about the Republican presidential debate of 2016. In other words, the one that was last week. Mm-hmm. Karen Nutter is a corporate and lifestyle coach. She's coming on to talk to us about the power of EQ.
Yes.
EQ.
She's a hypno-linguist.
A hypno-linguist. I like that.
Don't know what it is.
Hypno-linguistic practitioner. Matt Gibbs will be here at 10:05. Matt fixed my car.
Yes, he did.
Matt made my car work nicely. I used my car this weekend and went further than 4 miles. Mm-hmm. See, when my car wasn't working, well, it was working, but it was very noisy. And well, I'll tell you what it was. What he told me it was. He said it was the timing belt. And he kind of gave me the blessing, the cross thing that people do.
Right.
Tom Schmitz did the same thing. Yeah. I guess I waited too long to bring it in, but not too long, because it didn't break while I was driving it, which I guess would have been a terrible thing. But Matt changed it, and it's nice. I mean, it works really nice.
It does. It's wonderful.
So we drove it to Orlando this past
Yep.
weekend, and we'll share that story with you, too.
Okay.
I think we have something fun to share with everybody.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right, on Friday, you might remember that our phones were down, and that meant some of our guests couldn't call in.
Yep.
Well, one of those guests is Dr. Humdi Bui. So today, hopefully, he'll be on the phone with us and on the air with us.
And Dr. Sanders, too, at 9:05. He was
Right, he was another
victim of the phone.
of the
not
victim of
working.
the phone. Yeah. Anyway, Dr. Bui's phone is Cow Die.
His phone.
His phone. I'm
So
sorry.
Dr. Bowie's phone is Cow Day. Well, it might
It's
be on
Monday.
his caller ID.
It's
You
Monday,
never know.
Robin.
We'll see what he calls
Dr.
it.
Bui's book is called Cow Die.
Yes.
A Faith of Unity.
Yeah.
Daniel J. Davis at 11:05. He's a veteran of both the U.S. Marine Corps and the U.S. Army, and a science fiction author. And he's written a book called The God Whisperer. So we're going to talk to him about that. And that is his book, not his phone.
Exactly.
Fun with Joe. We're in the club today, Robin. Today we're in the club.
Oh, my God.
Every single answer that is on the Fun with Joe game today has the word club in the answer.
Oh, nice.
Every single answer has the word club.
Nice. That is intriguing. I love all the different topics you come up with every day throughout each morning. It's just such fun.
It's
in
just-
the club trivia.
Which is why I say it on the phone instead of on the book, whatever.
Exactly.
Let's see. Let's tell about our weekend a little bit.
Okay.
We had this idea to go down to this place in Orlando. It's called My French Cafe.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Anyway, so we went down there,
good.
and I never knew much about French cafes, but they have these cakes called opera cakes.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say. You got to try an opera cake.
Yeah, it is
You
absolutely
got to try an opera
incredible.
cake, but it was kind of a fun experience, right? It was all college kids. It wasn't French in any way other than the food.
Right.
I mean, everybody was speaking English.
Yeah.
And it was just a little place near Disney World. We did not go to Disney World. It was just happened to be near there.
It's in Windermere.
And then we went to the Orlando Eye, the big Ferris wheel that you've probably heard about. And I mean, it's just you could say it's just a Ferris wheel, but I mean that's what it is. What you expect it to be, and you go high 40 stories, 400 feet up.
Yes.
It's the highest point. It's very, very slow. I think the whole thing takes 20 minutes. You're at the peak of the thing for 3 or 4 minutes before it starts getting low. But you slowly go up, and you get. I mean, if you're looking to take some really great pictures of that area of the state, it's a nice place to be.
Yeah.
So without getting in an airplane.
We could see the VAB, the Vehicle Assembly Building.
Yeah. See, I like the fact that you abbreviated it.
Well, that, ever
Do
since
most people know what that is?
Well, ever since the very beginning when it was built, they always referred to it as the VAB.
The VAB,
And that's,
yeah.
and that's why I had to throw in Vehicle Assembly Building at Cape Canaveral.
Yeah, you
could
could.
see
You could see that. So that was what,
Yeah.
75 miles away?
I think so,
Is that
yeah.
what they said?
Yeah, but they have directions,
Or was it
compass on the
57?
thing.
Am I
Oh, no, 57, I
being
think.
dyslexic? So you could see 57 miles away.
Yeah, so that was really cool.
And
We
you know
could
what
see
you
the
know what
ball
I was
and
surprised at? I mean, here we are in Orlando, in the Orlando Eye, 400 feet up, and I thought for sure that Disney would be real easy to see, and it was not.
everything. No.
It was not that easy to see. I mean, you could see the ball from Epcot. You really couldn't see the castle from you could kind of sort of guess that that's what it was, but if you didn't know the layout of Disney, you wouldn't have ever known that that was the castle. So really, I guess the things in Disney seem big, but they're not really that big.
Yeah.
You know?
You could see the contemporary, too. You
Yeah.
knew the ball in the contemporary, but everything else was kind of low.
Yeah.
By
So
the trees.
and then after that, we went and practiced our music over at Lake Eola, which is a city park. I'm sure you all. I'm guessing you know the city park,
And they allow dogs in the city park, which is really nice.
which is your beef you
Yep.
you mentioned. The city, Ocala City doesn't allow any dogs in the
No,
park.
I don't think so. I don't
Are you
think.
sure?
Well, we were painting that day, and we stayed on the sidewalk because we saw the sign that said "No dogs in
Oh.
Tuscaloosa."
Well, then I guess so.
Yeah, but they have swans there, black swans and white swans, and it's fun.
So and then yesterday we went to Silver Springs. I want to say about this real quickly. There was a gentleman who two gentlemen came by. We were playing our music there too. It's what we do.
Yeah, we do.
We go places and sit on benches and play music. So anyway, these two gentlemen came up and one was the father and one was the son. The father was 87 years old. He was a World War II vet. Well, sort of, kind of. He was too young to actually be in the war, but he went over there as part of the occupation, like after the war was actually over.
Yeah.
So and he met a German woman and fell in love with her, and now he's 87 and a widower. But it was visiting from Minnesota. He had he lives here. He lives here. He was going to Minnesota to visit his son. And had a stroke, so they brought him back. But he was in good shape for somebody who just had a stroke.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, so it was a nice thing to meet somebody like that. All right, gosh, there's no music playing.
And we saw Captain Tom.
We saw Captain Tom from Custom Charter Systems. All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Steve Rappaport. Gunshots breaking up a peaceful demonstration in Ferguson, Missouri on the one-year anniversary of Michael Brown's death. Officers returned fire, critically wounding a suspected gunman.
There were probably 6 different shooters on the other side of the street. From what I was told, we looked at some video which showed gunfire coming from a couple different flashpoints.
St. Louis County Police Chief John Belmar, Brown's death sparked the Black Lives Matter movement. The man accused of killing 6 children and 2 adults in a suburban Houston home is expected to appear in court today.
Police were called to perform a routine welfare check on a single-family residence. When they arrived, they learned the man inside, David Conley, was wanted on a warrant for aggravated assault on a family member. Police observed the body of a juvenile inside the house, and officers stormed in.
Fox's Anita Vogel. Fox News. We report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. Go behind the headlines and join the conversation on the hottest stories of the day on the Fox News Radio Facebook